Hey everybody, Jeff here again, and today we have another great video for you. We're going to show you how to do a very complicated installation of wood flooring here up against an existing tile flooring at the bedroom door where the tile is crooked and wasn't done properly by the builder.
You want this alright? Want this alright? Too good to be true. You want this alright? Want this alright? Too good to be true. Gonna make you feel good.
So let's take a look down here at what we've got here. So we're at the last couple of rows here. We probably got maybe, let's see, one, two, about 2.5 more rows to go of wood. Now the wood's going at an angle like this, right? So as it approaches the tile flooring here, eventually we're going to have to make it where they all cut off straight like this, because this is your T-moulding piece that is going to transition between the wood and the tile, and it will rest across the two like this. Now here's the problem. Do you see the issues here? It's like there's no way it's going to fit across this tile because the builder left all sorts of stupid, just jagged edges and everything. They did a completely botched job here on tiling. Not only that, to make things worse, if you look here, when you put two different flooring types together under a door and they end under a door, you're supposed to end them right here at the door stop. So see this line right here? That's actually where they should have ended the tile, and they should have ended it in a perfectly straight line like that that goes all the way across the door frame. But they failed to do that. So they just did it to wherever they wanted to. They drilled a couple of holes in it, and they used to have a metal strip here. So that's what this line is that you're seeing. This metal strip went to the carpet that met up with it. So we've ripped up the carpet. We're putting in the wood floor. And so eventually you'd sort of want it to go like this. This is ideally where the wood surface should end. However, the builder also gave us another problem too. And we see this just way too common in houses. So let me show you this real quick. Okay, so coming from this is entering into the bedroom here. See, there's the wood floor there. When you enter into the bedroom, normally, like I mentioned, you want the floor to end right there so that when you close the door, you don't see it from the outside. The problem is, look what the builder did. They left this floor jacked up so high, there's like an 1.5 inch gap at the bottom of it. And they did this with most of the doors in here. So even if we had ended it right at the door stop there, you can still see it. So let me show you what's going to happen. If I put this T-mold here, and it ends right there. Look at that, see? Even standing up, the door's still above the T-mold. But anyway, you can see, you'll still see the wood flooring from outside the door if you close the door. So that's a problem, and that's the problem of the builders making the doors up too high. Had they made it lower, you probably wouldn't notice it. So therefore, we don't really want to try to cut this tile back all the way up to that door stop. So let me turn it around here. And here we are again from the inside, from the bedroom side, looking at it. So you can see you don't want to run any kind of the wood or the T-mold up to that point. But we have another dilemma because they have these holes here. So we know at the very least we got to cover the holes with the T-mold. So it looks to me like we're going to be about a 1/2 inch back because of what the builder did there. So that's not too bad there. So what we're going to have to do here is mark a line going across there, across the floor there on the tile. And then we're going to have to cut that with the angle grinder. Now, if you've never seen an angle grinder before, this is what they look like. It just spins at a high rate of speed, and there's a ceramic blade on there. So, we'll mark it and we'll just cut it all the way across. The only problem is look, the blade can't go all the way to the edge. So if you look, you're going to be left with about the last 2 inches from here to here that you're going to have to somehow chisel it yourself. And it's okay if you get a little jagged edge because the T-mold will be sitting over it. But the important point to keep in mind here is that we do need that straight line going all the way across there. And let me just tell you folks, look, if you're doing any kind of tiling and you end tiling anywhere from one room to another, at the very least, even if you did the crappiest job ever installing that tile, please, folks, make it end on a complete, perfect, straight edge. It will make your life so much better going forward. Doesn't matter, nobody's going to see it, it's going to go on with the carpet, it doesn't matter. It will matter at some point in the future if you did not make it a perfectly straight line. Alright, so what I've done there is I've put some blue tape on, and this edge right here, from that door jamb over to this side, that edge is where we are going to cut with this angle grinder and remove all of this tile here, such that when we put our T-mold in, okay, that will be the new edge of the tile, right? So the T-mold will go all the way over the tile like that. See, because it goes right up to the edge of the tile there. And then our wood flooring has to come up to halfway across this point here. Okay, so we can't even cut any of this wood until we get this thing cut, because that's going to be our reference point. We have to make sure that each piece of wood we cut fits under the T-molding there. And remember, our goal through all of this is to make sure that this T-mold piece kind of sits back from the door jamb there. We really don't want the... Okay, so we actually just decided to move the tape even closer this way because we realized we can still cover the holes that are on here with the T-mold, because what we want to do is, if the tile edge is right there, the T-mold will glue onto it right on the edge like that, which means now when you get over to the door jamb, the T-mold here will be set back about a ½ inch from the door jamb, which is good because that means on the other side of the door they will not be able to see the T-mold, we hope. You know, again, we're stuck with the constraints of what the builder did with that door being way up so high like that. And no, we're not going to spend any money in replacing the doors. So this will all just get shaved right down to a straight line. Okay, so we've managed to get the angle grinder here to cut through all of this, and we're pulling off the pieces here one by one. And we'll have to probably chisel some more along the ends there, but you can see I got it reasonably straight there. And you always want to make sure you're using a vacuum right close by. I actually had two vacuums going here, so I had this head was sitting over here and this head was sitting like right over here to catch any of the dust that comes flying out. Alright, so a couple of minutes later, it's all vacuumed out and we have a very reasonably straight edge going across the tile there. That is what the builder should have done in the first place. So now what we want to do is take our little T-mold reference piece here and just kind of see how it would fit on there. And sure enough, fits on there nice edge to go up against. So it'll get glued down right in this position like this. And you can see it's actually covering that one hole right there too. Remember, we were worried about that, but see, covered it. And down on this other side here, it will cover that one as well. So now you can see here where the original line was from the middle transition that they had there. Remember, they had that old metal piece that was there before that ended right there. So we're hoping that when we finalize this piece and have it in, that you still won't be able to see the wood piece under the door when it closes. So looking at it from above, there's where it's going to lay on the floor. And then if we close the door here, you can see the door covers it, so we can't see it from the outside, which is perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. So I was correct in setting it back from the doorstop there by about a ½ inch, like you see right there in that corner there. Well, let's see how it looks from the inside. Okay, so from inside the bedroom, we close the door, we can see the T-mold piece there, and we will not be able to see the tile. So this solution works perfectly for both inside the room and from outside the room. This was a perfect fix. And by the way, if you found this video useful, we'd appreciate if you give us a thumbs up down below. So you look at the bottom of your screen there, you'll see like the thumbs up icon. Please click on that. And also feel free to click on the subscribe button so you can come back and binge watch many videos that we put up for you that solve engineering issues just like this every week. And when you select the subscribe button, make sure you click on the bell icon that's right down next to it, so you will be alerted every time we produce a new video. Now, we can't always assume that we're getting a 45-degree angle here, so what we're going to do is use my trusty digital angle finder here, and we're going to measure it here. So we're going to just line it up against this edge of the wood plank there, and we move this plate here up against the wall, and it's telling us it's about a 50-degree angle there. So that's what we're going to do. We will cut this wood piece at 50 degrees and see how it fits. Okay, so we have the piece in place. The right side of it's cut nice. The left side of it, the cut worked out really nice, goes way back in the corner there. And it's perfect because, see, our T-mold piece will come in and we'll slide over it like that, right up to the edge. So we're nicely under it. We'll just adjust it a little bit more. And down here, you don't have to worry about that it's so close to the wall because it's going to go under the drywall there. So that's perfect. So now we just have to do these last couple of pieces here. All right, so this next piece here, we have that side's already cut, and we've got it laid across here, and we're just going to cut it right across the line like there. We're going to draw a line right there and cut it on the chop saw. Okay, so that other piece is in, and the second to last piece is ready to come in now, and we've got his side cut, and we'll do the same thing. We'll cut him straight across. And we got almost the last piece done. So this piece will go right in here. Just slide him in right there. So that's where he's going to fit in that spot there. So what we just have to do then is we're going to cut out the bottom of the door frame there, and then we'll shape a piece of wood that might fit in there. Okay, so here's our final triangle piece right here. And then we made this small little piece here, this wedge-shaped piece to fit in this gap right there. So now when you go to fit in your T-mold piece, it'll go right to the edge there. And then once you're standing up at, standing height, you won't even be able to tell that there's a piece down in there. But that happens a lot when we end up with these curved moldings on the doors. Alright, so as we fade out of the bedroom here with the nice laminate flooring here, you can see how it came out really nice here on the door frame there. So remember, we cut it with the angle grinder and made it nice and perfectly straight. So this is why I tell people, look, whenever you're working on rooms and you have to end the tile or your wood flooring someplace, whatever you do, make sure at least that you have a nice straight edge. The straighter you can get it, the better it is. So you see how I left my wood flooring, they all kind of end at the same point there. It just makes life so much easier and allows you more flexibility in doing things later on or even now. So for example, when I have to put this T-mold piece here, so here's our final cut T-mold piece. This is going to fit in here. And the thing about this is it's going to need that straight edge along the tile there in order to fit flush up against it, right? So here's where it fits. And you remember I said that, hey, we're going to have to push it back almost a ½ inch from the door stop there. Otherwise, when you close the door, you're going to see the wood flooring. So let's see. So there it is all installed, and it looks really nice. It's very nicely terminated against the tile floor here. See? So what we want to do now is let's test it by closing the door. So we're going to close the door here and watch what happens here. See? So the wood floor disappears. You don't see it because you remember our problem was that the builder left this door up real high. So the only way you can see that T-mold there from the wood floor is if you come all the way down to the level of the door. So right now the camera's about 6 inches off the floor, and I can just barely see the edge of the T-mold there, see? So that's how it looks on this side of the door. And now we want to go all the way around here and see how it looks on this side of the door. So kind of looking out towards the tile floor there, you can see it looks really good here on this side. So now we're going to close the door. And from this side, you don't see the tile unless you come like all the way back and then come down So here we are about a foot off the floor and about 3 feet away, and then you can just barely start to see some of the tile poking through there. See that? But standing up, when you close the door, all you see is your wood floor and the wood the transition molding there, the T-moulding. So this was a pretty good recovery from a really bad starting point compared to what the builder left us with. Okay, now to glue this down, normally we would use a snap track also, but since we're dealing with concrete, I typically don't use the snap tracks on concrete because they have these tiny little holes in them, and you wouldn't be able to screw in a Tapcon through those tiny holes anyway, so it's fine. As long as you're perfectly level here, which we are, both sides are the same height. So we goop up a little here for the bottom of the T. The stem of the T will rest on it. That's this part right here. And then I also put some on there as well. And then I'll put some right here in the corner. This is the part, the side here, that's going to rest on the tile. The other side, where the wood goes, you don't put anything at all because the wood has to be able to move and expand and contract in and out of there. So that's pretty much how you do it. Normally I use PL adhesive. We didn't have our tube with us here. I think it dried out on us. So we use silicone, which is fine, as long as it's perfectly level. So let's go ahead and insert this now. So all I do is I just make sure that it's pulled all the way up against the tile. And then you push it down like this. Now, depending on the curvature of your floor and how uneven it is, like mine's nice and perfectly flat. It just smacked down and it stayed down. We normally will put cloths down right here and put some weights on there until it cures overnight. And that's all there is to it, folks. So if you found this video useful, we'd appreciate it if you would give us a thumbs up down below. And then don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below so that you can come back and binge watch many, many other videos that we have covering all sorts of engineering topics. And when you hit that subscribe button, don't forget to hit the little gray bell icon next to it. That will alert you to all of our new videos every time we upload a video for you. So that's it for this week, folks. Thanks for stopping by. We hope you learned a lot here, and we'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.